Hi, my name's Ulrich, and I'm really excited to have you here today. Today, we're going to do a quick walkthrough of GPT-Button and talk about some of the product features as well as how it can help you sell your products. GPT-Button came as a need for myself for my own landing page, and I really hope that this product will help you increase customer engagement as well as sell more of your product. So let's get started. We're going to jump right in. What is GPT-Button? Well, simply, GPT-Button allows you to add a button, just like on the screen, to take your customers to ChatGPT and have ChatGPT sell your product for you. It becomes really effective because ChatGPT has a history, and once the customer enters ChatGPT, they're going to be recommended your product over and over by ChatGPT. Let's kind of jump in on a quick product demo before we do a walkthrough. So what we have here is a mock website that I created for our walkthrough. I call this GPT Yoga. Obviously, I don't run a yoga company. This is just for demonstration purposes, but I think it really illustrates how this button works. On the header, I've added our own GPT button right here. And as well, in our posts, you can see that I've added a GPT button in the questions area over here. Now, how this button works is the user can click on this button. It'll ask the user politely to tell them that we're going to redirect you to ChatGPT. You click enter, and it'll actually send your product information to ChatGPT. And the best part is ChatGPT will now become your advocate selling your product. As long as you included enough information in your context to ChatGPT, ChatGPT will be able to answer product questions in a very personalized form for your customers. This will increase engagement and also allow customers to learn more about your product. The other benefit of this is when a user creates a new chat, what is a good yoga mat? ChatGPT will go through its chat history with your customer and actually think about some of the best yoga mats that it can provide. And because we've just entered GPT button into the chat history, it will actually recommend your product as the best product, as you can see on the screen. Clearly, GPT button is not a yoga company, but ChatGPT thinks it is and is actually recommending our product. This will save you thousands in terms of SEO pricing costs because your product is literally on top of great recommendations of other yoga mats, and it's highlighted right at the bottom where your customer will end up. So in order to add this button to your website, we're just going to do a quick walkthrough of the admin page. All right, so for installation, after you install GPT-Button, in your Shopify admin page, you'll see GPT-Button right here under Apps. If you don't see GPT-Button under Apps, you can click on Apps, search for GPT-Button, and you'll see our app pop up. You can just click on it, and it'll show you a Getting Started guide. Just a quick note, GPT-Button, when you add the button on the website, and I'll show you later, it doesn't actually redirect in your theme editor. So we'll talk about this later, but it's not a bug. It's just a restriction from your themes editor. When you get to the actual website, this will all work. So we can kind of look through the admin page. We give you some examples of how to use the button, but we'll also talk about it in this tutorial. So let's just follow the first step. The first step is you can open your theme editor. So there are two ways to doing this. One, you can manually navigate to your theme editor, but we've put a convenient button here for you to enter your theme editor. So right now we've entered the GPT Yoga store. Again, this store is just a mock store, a demo store. And you can see now that we have different sections. This main section is our GPT button section. You can see on the bottom, we also have a section where we can add GPT button in this product area. Now, because we already did this, let's start from the beginning. So I have a new product page that doesn't have GPT button already inserted. What we're going to do is try to add our own GPT button to show you how this process will work. So the first thing you want to do is open your product page and mouse over where you want to put the button. There are two ways to do this. One, you can look at this outline view and find the actual section where the buy button is. Second, you can go down here and click the plus button on the buy it now. So I'm just going to press the plus button. Now you can see there are a bunch of standard blocks, but our app is under apps. So we go to apps and we just click GPT button. And I realize that I'm covering the interface. So let me scoot myself over right in the middle. So as you can see over here on the right-hand side, if I click the plus button, go to apps, we can see GPT button. So we'll click on that and voila, we've just added a GPT button to your website. Of course, this button is tailored to the default Dawn theme with the color scheme and everything matching, so it's plug and play. If you have different themes, we have options to stylize your button super easily. So let's just check if this works. Now, the first thing you probably want to do normally is click this button. You'll see that we have our gentle reminder for the user pop up. We click continue, and it's going to break because it says chatgpt.com is blocked. Now, it's not actually broken. What's happening is we're in the editor view, and the editor view doesn't allow us to go to external websites. So we're going to click save and just check to see if this works. So we're going to go back to our homepage, our catalog, products, and now you see the button right on the website. We'll try this on the real website, and as you can see, it works great. And here we are, ChatGPT is going to do its thing and sell our product for us. All right. So now you're going to ask, hey, this button just talks about your chat mat right now. How do I make this button talk about my own product? Now, that's a really good question. So if you take a look at the settings on GPT button, what you'll see is a list of options. And the most important option that you want to get right is this query text. In here, it talks about my product description and it talks about chat mat. The best way I found to create a great product description is actually just go to your product website, copy, select all, and paste it into ChatGPT and ask it to create a product description for you. Make sure you ask it to be specific and highlight the benefits that your product has to your customers. That way, it'll give you a block of text to paste into here. Importantly, on the bottom, you want to add one sentence to tell ChatGPT what to do. So in our case, when the user clicks on ask about our product, we want to tell ChatGPT to explain why our chat mat is better than our competitors and how it can enhance my lifestyle. So because ChatGPT is personalized to the person using it, you want to make this personalized to whatever uh, category that you're talking about. Once you put that explanation into this area, ChatGPT will know to use that area to convince your customer. So let me just give you a quick demo. We have our product description over here. So I'm just going to copy it. And as you can see, I can just paste it in just like that. So there's our new product description. You can also change the button label, right? So you can make it say something like ask about our product on ChatGPT. As you can see, the button changes right here. You can also do other things, such as change the font family. Of course, you're not going to use Times New Roman on this theme, but maybe another theme. You can see the button change colors or change fonts. I'm going to put it back to enter. You can change font sizes, color sizes, or font sizes, font widths, make it thicker, thinner, change the hover color, change the background color of the button. You can make it as fun and as eye-catching as you want. Great. So I'm just going to delete it and keep the original button. Awesome. So we're just going to save this. All right, so that's pretty much all you need to know about ChatGPT button. There's one more thing that uh, is important in this view, and that's this confirmation dialog. So if you notice, when you click the button, the confirmation dialog pops up and you can cancel or continue. We believe this is really important to your customers because you don't want it to be super jarring. When they click on the button, you don't want them to suddenly see ChatGPT pop up. We think it's too jarring and we don't recommend that setting. Uh, by default, this confirmation dialog is on. If you don't like it, you can turn it off. If you do turn it off, you click it, it'll send you directly to ChatGPT. And of course, this is in the editor mode, so you'll see it blocked. But in your real application, it will send it to ChatGPT. So we're just going to keep it on, and we're going to save our website. Now, I'm going to go back to the main screen. The final thing you need to know about ChatGPT button is you can actually add this as a standard app block. So most of the themes will allow you to add buttons, custom buttons into the product area. But if you want to add a custom button to a section, what you can do is you can click add section, go to apps, and let me get out of the way. Okay, so you can add apps, click ChatGPT button, and you'll see a new button has appeared on our screen. Now, you can see that this button doesn't have perfect spacing. It looks a little bit cramped. So what you can do is go down here, go to margin, and add a bit of a margin. Once you do that, the button has a little bit of breathing room for your application to look a little better. And that's pretty much all for ChatGPT button. We really think that ChatGPT button will change the game of search engine optimization. Instead of fighting for all your customers in a sea of products, ChatGPT button will literally bring your product to the first and foremost search result on ChatGPT as long as your customer uses that button, which is pretty game changing. Um, we really hope that this product will help you sell more of your product and give more value to your customers. The other feature of this button is it does add an intelligent conversation to your product, which means that if a customer has questions about your product, as long as that information is included in the query text that you submitted before, your customer will be able to sort through the vast majority of the information on your website on their own terms, which we think that we know that has led to a lot more sales for our product. So thank you for joining us today. Please try out ChatGPT button. We really think it'll help change your way of selling your product. You'll have the world's smartest AI model on your side selling your product for you. Thank you so much.